Ashton Whitty is the Antifaologist from California, and you've probably seen her recently on the War Room on InfoWars. Ashton Whitty is a conservative. She was born and raised in Berkeley, California, to a family of limousine liberals, also known as socialists. And she saw the light, thankfully, at an early age. Ashton is a former student at UC Berkeley who studied psychology before leaving, and who reveals the hypocrisy of the left through her YouTube channel, Ashton Birdie. That's one word. Please welcome to the second annual March for Trump, this amazing and outspoken young woman. We need more like her.
Hey guys, so I just want to make a statement really quick. Isn't it ironic that the people dressed as ninjas couldn't keep up with us? How just something happened to them? I don't know. Maybe they just had enough soy lattes today. By the way, Starbucks right now, free soy lattes for anyone wearing a mask. So as she said before, I'm from Berkeley, California. I've lived there the majority of my life, and my family is in fact limousine liberals, as I like to call them. Now let me give you an idea of my family. They're not poor. They never known struggle. They live in one of the nicest neighborhoods in Berkeley, California. The average house is about $2 million. These people are lawyers, doctors, have STEM degrees. And it's just funny to me that they support socialism, an ideology where dictators drink champagne while their people wait in line for bread, if they're lucky to wait in line for bread. So, my grandfather, however, had some sense. He was a Democrat, but he was a JFK Democrat, and he was an FDR Democrat, and he was also a World War II veteran. And hearing his war stories were always my favorite thing. Now, granted, as a child, I was weird. I didn't have any friends, so basically my grandfather was the only sense of social, contact I really had with someone that was not crazy. So he would tell me his war stories about, and he would go on about Adolf Hitler and Stalin and all these, basically why we need to fight, the reasons we need to fight for the Bill of Rights. And now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, we are a country, the greatest country in the world, mind you, the greatest country. And we've got millennials my age, the same generation that's eating Tide Pods, telling me that I can't apply to the Bill of Rights. That I, as a woman, don't have the right to freedom of speech, so I can't have my right to bear arms. I can't protect myself. So this documentation, the Bill of Rights, was made because our founding fathers escaped from a dictatorship. Yes, Britain is a dictatorship, in my opinion. Granted, thank God for Brexit. But the reality is this country was founded on the idea that we can't be run, but we can't be controlled by some sort of government. We have the right to do what we want, say what we want, build businesses, raise our own children, start marches like this. In a communist country, you can't do that. And so it's just interesting for me to see my generation, the most spoiled generation, mind you, in America, tell me that they want communism. Now, I don't think these people know what's going to happen if this country goes communist. You're not going to get free iPads. You'll be taken care of, you'll live in a little apartment, a little room with 12 other people. Have some bread and water for every single meal, if you're lucky. No free Starbucks. And if you dare say one thing that's not under a giant dictatorship, you'll be sent out to the gulags, which is happening on social media right now, which I like to point out my hat, if you guys understand the reference. As Joe Biggs said, now we are in a serious war. I want to bring up to this. Actually, I want to make my speech about free speech. There is no free speech in Berkeley. Berkeley is dead. When I was in 5th grade, I fact-checked my teacher. I told her, she was talking about how the evil white men came to America and disrupted the peaceful Native Americans. I said, well, I watched a documentary. Again, I was a weird kid. I watched documentaries. I watched a documentary a year ago, and the Native Americans were having wars way before the Europeans came, and I got sent to the principal's office. And when I was about, I think, 15, my principal, she started this new code of conduct for the school. If you dared question the textbook ruling, you would get 30 minutes of detention after school. And so on my own time, I wrote a blog. Ashton Whitty was originally a blog. It's no longer out there anymore due to reasons. But I basically went on these teenage rants about her on my own time, not on campus, and I nearly got suspended for questioning my principal. Yeah, oh, how dare I, a 15-year-old girl question my principal. And then in college, UC Berkeley, I've been kicked out many times. I've been kicked out of class many times at UC Berkeley, actually. But there's one prominent time I really want to talk about. I was sitting in class, and I asked a question on sociological and psychological behavior amongst women, and I asked him, do you think women are more emotional because they are biologically and psychologically meant to be women? Which is something we discussed in the class prior. And before he could answer, the room blew up. I am talking, I think about this size of a crowd of women just looked at me and just dogged me. They told me I was giving into the patriarchy, that I was a mansplainer, and all these stupid millennial logo. I don't understand what they're saying half the time. And he told me I was making the safe and unsafe space, and I had to leave for the day. And then it brings to my fourth story. I went to a free speech rally. Is Joey Gibson still here? Joey Gibson, hi. He had a free speech rally in August, and this is actually what sparked me to make YouTube videos, where people were calling, by the way, this Japanese man here, apparently he's a white supremacist. I don't know if you guys, apparently Nazis were coming to Berkeley that day. I didn't see any Nazis, but okay. And I was holding a sign that said, let's have a conversation. Nothing to do with any side whatsoever. Just, let's have a conversation. Well, Antifa put my name on a list with my picture, mind you, my senior picture from high school, so I don't know how they got that. And they targeted me. They were stalking me using social media, targeting me on every corner. And when I got picked up by American freedom fighters, I'm not sure if they're here today. By the way, God bless you guys for saving my ass that day. Because I would have died. Because I'm that cute blonde girl who loves America. Anyway, because I can't fight for myself, let's be honest. I'm teeny. I remember getting picked up, and then we stopped at a gas station because there was a lot of people in the hospital that day, including Joey. And I look across the street, and there's this woman on her cell phone, and she's just like staring me down, like, you know, she's kind of muffin shaped. She's like kind of, maybe she had like a different gender, and she was, I don't know. She's staring me down, and I'm looking at her. 5 minutes later, this gang of guys just start showing up, show up, and they're like, we're looking for the supremacists. But what kind of supremacists? Like, the supremacists. And it's like, hold up. And they're like coming towards us. We're like, okay, we gotta get out of here. We get into like this minivan that's like a jacked up minivan basically. And we're trying to get out. And they start beating our car with lead pipes. And this all was because I held a sign that said, let's have a conversation. This is America now. And the best, but here's the thing, Austin, Texas, by the way, Austin Police Force, you did an amazing job. This doesn't happen in Berkeley. Just recently, Berkeley police were allowed to use mace. Just recently, mind you, after August. So my question is, why is it we're getting so much done in certain areas, yet we're leaving California as a sanctuary state? And I want to warn Texas right now, these Californians, when it becomes a sanctuary state where their taxes keep going up, they're going to come here. They already are. They're still coming here. They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. And when they do, and they're going to keep coming here, what's going to happen is, when they do, they're going to say, wow, it's really cheap and nice here. We're going to live here. And then they're going to start building social programs. They're going to start building more. They're going to ask you for more taxes. They already are, but they're going to keep coming more and more. You think Houston's bad? It's going to get worse. Austin's bad? It's going to get worse. They're going to keep. It's going to keep getting worse. And the taxes are going to build up. Okay? These Californians are going to come here. So my thing is that they're going to keep silencing you guys, It's all coming from California. So the thing is, I'm not just for Texas, I'm for all of America. We gotta make America wake up. Thank you very much, and on time.